E aí, pessoal, sejam bem-vindos a mais um bate-papo pirata. No bate-papo pirata de hoje, eu estarei trazendo o Sea of Thieves News e o Developer Update em um único vídeo para nós vermos as últimas novidades do Sea of Thieves.
Bingo! Changes to weapon switching are nearly here. There are classy cosmetics abound, and a new round of Twitch drop rewards are on the way. As Act 3 of Season 17 continues on slightly longer than we anticipated, make sure to get the most out of raiding those Reaper fortresses. Not only is there potentially boatloads of loot up for grabs, but by completing the commendations and deeds of Act 3, you can unlock some glorious trinkets, as well as the full Brethren's Masquerade ship set. With our next update, which releases on November 13th, we're bringing improvements to weapon switching, including faster animations as you switch between your weapons, and the ability to fire your weapon quicker after you've switched to it.
Isso é sensacional, pessoal. A gente vai ter a volta do Double Tap e vai ser sensacional. O único problema do Double Tap é o seguinte: hit lag. Se eles estão voltando com isso, mas eles não tiverem corrigido pelo menos 99% da questão do hit lag, esperem que o segundo tiro não seja contabilizado na maioria dos casos, tá? Principalmente pra quem curte TDM vai entender o que eu tô falando.
These changes should make firing and switching between projectile weapons feel much smoother, but it doesn't magically make you a gifted gunslinger, so maybe keep a few blunderbombs in reserve. Landing in the outpost shops this month is the purple Resolute hull, sails and flag, alongside the Regal Hound equipment and instruments. Things are also looking lordly in the Pirate Emporium, as the False King's Ransom ship set, weapons and clothing items evoke the tragic tale of a fallen monarch, consumed by greed. There are whispers of a freebie arriving in store as well, the Hear No Evil emote. Watching any Sea of Thieves streamer from November 14th to the 21st will once again reward players with a variety of Twitch drops, including limited voyages, gold, the Thunderous Fury sails, and Amethyst Mercenary flag. On top of that, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscribers can now grab the fancy Jig emote, free of charge as part of the latest perks. It'll be available until January 3rd, so there's plenty of time to dust off your dancing shoes. And that's us for this episode. If you liked what you just saw and want to stay up to date with
Agora vamos para as últimas novidades do Developer
Hey everyone,
Update.
so it's
Opa,
only
peraí.
been a hot minute
Problema com legenda. Agora vai, vamos lá.
since our last dev update in October, but we wanted to get back in front of you all and share an update on Season 18, as things aren't going to plan. As we approach our November update, we've been assessing our progress through the feature set for Act 1, and the team are behind where we needed to be at this point in the production cycle. We've also assessed the level of insider testing we've had on this feature set so far, and the feedback that we've seen from players, and it's clear that we're currently not on track to deliver an update that's going to hit the quality bar we should be striving for. While it's really disappointing to stumble here with our second season in our new model, we know that
Cara, o problema é, vocês tropeçam em todas as temporadas. Assim, não é tipo, não é um caso isolado. É tipo, é literalmente toda temporada. Toda temporada sai com algum problema, toda temporada sai cagada, toda temporada tem problema de desempenho, problema de atualização. Sempre tem algum problema, sempre vai ter algum problema. E eu acho que, principalmente agora, no período de novembro, as coisas ficam ainda pior porque a cabeça da galera já tá no Réveillon, já tá no fim do ano, já tá nos preparativos pro Natal. Enfim, eu acho que de verdade, as coisas elas só vão voltar a fluir como elas deveriam lá pra janeiro ou fevereiro, mas assim, é, trabalhar em atualização, eu sei que trabalhar em atualização é uma coisa difícil, mas é, assim, tem alguma coisa de errado com a equipe. Eu acho que a equipe é o problema. A equipe de desenvolvimento é o problema. Porque acontecer ocasionalmente, beleza, eu até entendo, mas cara, acontecer toda temporada, o problema é a equipe, não tem como dizer que não é.
the right decision is to prioritize the quality of the experience that we release, even if that does result in a delay getting that into your hands. So, Season 18 will now launch as part of our December update. Act 2 will then follow in January, and the season will close out with Act 3 in February. We're going to use this time to make the necessary progress on our features and ensure that we have sufficient time in Insiders for testing and can accommodate more of your feedback into the experience. While we knew there'd be some teething problems bedding in a new approach for seasons, let me be clear, the fact that we've had to delay the season here just isn't good enough. I wish it wasn't a meme at this point, but we know we need to do better here, and we'll be working to address this ahead of future updates. Our November update will still be going ahead on the 13th, but will now be an interim update that effectively extends Act 3. The Reaper's fortresses will retain their presence on the seas, and mega stashes will continue to remain active through this update. Alongside this, our game health efforts will continue, with further improvements arriving in November's update. First up, after great feedback in Insiders, our weapon switching improvements are feeling awesome and are now ready to go. These improvements will enable guns to be wielded more quickly in combat and provide a snappier switch when firing two weapons. With a more responsive weapon experience now available for everyone, the reintroduction of techniques like quick switching return a smoother flow to combat without providing players with the firing advantage that it used to. Now, we've seen plenty of discussion surrounding this change on other areas of the combat experience you'd like us to return to, from sword combat through to our old friend the blunderbuss. While we know there's clearly work needed in these areas, we're going to let the meta settle down following the introduction of these weapon switching improvements, and then assess where we should next invest some time, clearly balanced against our other priorities across the wider experience. Back to November, this update contains a suite of improvements to loading times when returning from the ferry or when using a mermaid, aiming to address those frustrating stuck loading screens. These have gone down well in Insiders, so we're hoping to tick another one off our hit list. We saw some reports of worsening hit registration when fighting swimming players in the previous update. The team have identified the issue and have fixes incoming. And then finally, on the security front, the team have been hard at work cracking down on the various teleport and firing speed cheats that have been surfacing recently, which are now being detected and enforced. By addressing these issues, we've also identified the root of the vulnerability here and have system level hardening being rolled out to secure this area of the experience. We've got a few other initiatives in this space that I won't share just yet, but we're still very much prioritising our efforts on game security. And then before we break, I just wanted to follow up on something that we touched on in the latest podcast. It was clear from the recent Big Listen survey results that player toxicity is an area we need to focus on and improve. The team have crafted a survey that deep dives into this topic, helping identify the types of negative interactions players have on the seas and when those tip the scale into toxicity. The goal here is to capture as much data as possible about this topic so we can prioritise our efforts. We could focus on improving communication tools, reporting and enforcement, or go after smoothing over rough edges within the experience that we know can sometimes lead to players having negative encounters. This is going to be a priority area for us, so we'll use what we learn here to help direct our efforts. This survey will be going wider than the Big Listen, out to all players who've signed up for email contact. So keep an eye on your inbox over the next few days, and we'd appreciate you spending a few minutes to share your experiences with us. Let's call it there. Thanks for watching and for your patience as we get our next season up to scratch. Catch you all next time.
Bom, então o que temos aqui, basicamente, falou e não falou nada. Temos a 18ª temporada de Sea of Thieves atrasada. Bom, mas é melhor atrasado que sair tudo cagado, como sempre sai, né? E também teremos a volta do Double Tap, o que vai ser interessante, mas pode ser problemático se não tiverem arrumado o hit lag ainda. Vai ser curioso, mas sem grandes novidades. Bom, por hoje é isso e valeu pessoal, até a próxima.